I'm Emily Scarlett. 13 on your side at noon starts right now.
You're watching 13 on your side at noon.
We begin with developing news out of Muskegon Heights. A 7-year-old girl is safe after being abducted from her home at gunpoint Monday. Police have made some arrests in connection with this kidnapping. 13 on your side's Joshua Vinson joins us live from Muskegon Heights this afternoon. Josh, police say she was found almost 500 miles away.
That's exactly right, Emily. Good afternoon. Yes, 7-year-old Elena was found all the way in St. Louis, Missouri yesterday evening. Now, Muskegon Heights police telling us this afternoon that 2 people are in custody, but they are still looking for 2 other men involved in her abduction.
Josh, you've been on it. Thanks for that reporting. Let's turn to conditions outside. Here's a live look from our WGHN camera at the Grand Haven area where you can see those white caps are in full effect. Michael, we've been talking about that all morning long. Nice hot beach day, but not exactly.
You would think it'd be a good day to beat the heat with a little lake activity, but not today with the dangerous waves that we're seeing out there. Those waves sometimes taller than 6 feet.
Michael, thank you. And we're just going to keep telling you today, if you are planning to head to the beach to beat that heat, you'll want to avoid the water. We're talking high waves and strong currents, making it very dangerous out there. So dangerous, Grand Haven State Park has closed access to water there. 13 on your side's Ottawa County reporter Keely Levern joins us now live from Grand Haven State Park. Keely, they've updated their flag warning system there as well, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Emily. Very windy out here today. As you can see, my hair is flying everywhere, but I want you to check out this new flag system already being implemented immediately here.
Wow, those were some intense waves. Keely, so glad to hear no one is in the water at this time. Now, if you're looking for a safe way to beat the heat, there are several cooling centers open in Kent County. All Grand Rapids Public Libraries and Kent District Libraries are opening during normal business hours. Exodus Place on Front Avenue on the southwest side is open to non-members until 8 tonight. Both Mel Trotter Ministries locations are open until 3 p.m. and Degage Ministries Community Center will operate as a cooling center if it's above 90 degrees. Now to the global heat wave, millions of people from the U.S. to Europe facing scorching heat. Experts say climate change is to blame for rising temperatures. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Heat advisories stretching from coast to coast, impacting more than 100 million Americans. Much of Texas has seen no measurable rain for weeks. First responders in Fort Worth heading to a heat call, helping this man who had been sleeping in his car.
It took some doing to wake him up. I suspect if he did not wake up and he remained in this environment, he would have found himself in a lot of trouble.
Those scorching temperatures now moving east from the plains to Philadelphia to Boston.
Stay out of the sun because it's hot.
New York City in a heat wave, which will likely last through the weekend. Power company Con Edison asking New Yorkers to conserve energy to avoid outages.
Don't run your air conditioner when you're not at home. Don't cool rooms that you're not in. Close the door.
And in Europe, wildfires fueled by heat continue to burn. More than 37,000 evacuations in France since last week, 5,000 in Greece, and across Europe, more than 1,500 heat-related deaths. On Tuesday, the UK recording its hottest day on record.
This is literally unprecedented here in this country. These kind of temperatures would have been virtually impossible without climate change.
Experts say climate change has made rare heat waves 3 to 5 degrees warmer in much of the U.S. President Biden expected to announce several executive actions aimed at addressing the heat wave and climate change. He's also considering declaring a national climate emergency.
We are in an emergency, and it is a worldwide emergency. Moving forward, marshaling resources.
Senate Republicans saying they'll fight to undo it if he does.
This administration lacks a coherent policy on climate. Period. End of story.
Climate change has at least doubled the likelihood of record-breaking hot summer days, global warming accelerating the number, frequency, and intensity of heat waves. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Now to the latest on the pandemic. New infections are rising in at least 40 states. Here in Michigan, new cases remain steady. In the last 7 days, there have been more than 16,000 new cases. That's an average of about 2,300 each day. Michigan averaged about the same last week. New at noon, we'll introduce you to today's furry friends. But first, Michael, he's out on the weather deck with more on dangerous beach conditions today and just how hot and humid it's getting.
The 13 on Your Side Weather Deck is sponsored by Montel Construction, your home team.
Checking back in now with meteorologist Michael Behrens out on the weather deck. Today, the story, Michael, is the heat, yes, but also those dangerous beach conditions. We saw those waves with Keeley out in Grand Haven. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, those waves are certainly nothing to play around with this afternoon.
Well, everyone is looking for ways to beat the heat, including people in Europe. Next at noon, how they're using extreme cold to beat the extreme heat. Well, we aren't the only ones trying to beat the heat.
Yeah, that's right. As the heat wave continues in Europe, some Parisians beat the heat in an ice bar. The ice bar is, of course, really cold. The temperatures hover around -4 Fahrenheit.
Ooh,
it's cold.
Too cold for me, Michael. Customers pay about $1 a minute, $25 to stay for 25 minutes. Included with that is 2 drinks, a shot, and a loaner jacket. So really, they're just going for the shot. That's what's warming them up, Michael.
I was going to say, if it's $1 for a minute, 25 for 25, and you get alcohol with it?
Yeah, actually, I didn't think about that. So pretty good deal there, I guess, depending on what you're looking for. But Michael, we were talking about this in the break. They've been talking about the heat over in Europe, and I was reading just before the newscast, the heat here for us, not so unusual. For Europe, though, this is historic for them. Many of them don't even have AC in their homes.
They're setting records over there, triple digits Fahrenheit temperatures that they just have not seen before. They're not used to this kind of weather, and they're not built for this kind of weather. In fact, some homes in Europe are actually built to keep the heat in. So like, it's just a double whammy in this type of situation.
Exactly. Well, we are definitely feeling the heat today as well. Hopefully many of you do have AC or get to a cooling center.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to be in the upper 80s this afternoon. Humidity only going to make that worse. And we stay in the mid to upper 80s, even low 90s between now and Saturday. No return to normal until we head into Sunday. Got to get through the rain Saturday night, early Sunday for that to happen.
All right, so nothing that we aren't used to here, but that doesn't necessarily make it any easier to deal with this kind of heat, Michael.
Yeah, no records, but it's still going to be hot.
It is still hot out there. Thanks so much for watching. Our news continues at 5 tonight.